Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is 64-Bit Rick and check me out. That's right, I got my new dinner jacket, I got a haircut, I forgot to shave, but I'm looking pretty damn good. I reckon that's enough about me. In today's video, we're going to build this little house that I'm running around in right now. Let's get to it. Guys, I am super excited about today's video because I found a new creator by the name of EcoSMP who is responsible for creating this amazing house that I'm standing in right now. The tutorial that we're going to be doing today is called How to Build a Blue Fantasy House by EcoSMP, and the link is in the description. But guys, don't click it yet. Wait till the end of the video, then go ahead and click it. Hope you hang around, guys. I'm gonna do a full review of the tutorial at the very end of this video. Alright, first things first, we've got to get the materials. To be perfectly honest, I've already got everything we need with the exception of the warped stem and the basalt, both found in the nether. I was literally tunneling through the nether for hours looking for a warped forest until I finally found it. And guys, it was worth it. Look at the beauty of this aqua-colored wood. Gorgeous warped stem as far as the eye could see. So I jacked as much as I could carry. The other thing that I had to get from the nether was basalt. I needed a lot of it. Now, I'm not too sure how you say it. Is it basalt or basalt or basalt? I'm just going to say basalt, and I'm going to blame it on my Australian accent, alright? Anyway, I found some of that right next to the warped forest. There happened to be a stack of it, so good times. I grabbed a ton of that. I'm going to need that for later for sure. Just as I was leaving, this big dickhead spits a giant fireball at me, so he got slapped. I head back to the overworld to start building, and of course these jerks are here to greet me. Guys, you shouldn't have. No, really, you shouldn't have. Now look at you. You're all dying. Look at you. You brought this on yourselves, mate. You really did. This is on you, not me. All right. I was happy to talk about it. Bloody morons. All right, enough of that. As you can see, our new house will overlook the other 3 medieval houses that we have built so far. I want to be able to see all the buildings in the one shot, if that makes sense moving forward. Anyway, let's get to building, or in this case, digging. So right off the bat, instead of building some walls or maybe a floor, we're going to dig down, 6 layers down to be precise. And of course, here's the rain once again, but we've also got our basement all dug out. We're going to use white concrete and calcite on the walls. Everyone knows a good basement needs a nether portal. You never know when you need to make a quick getaway, so here's the obsidian that we're going to use for that. Then we're going to use spruce planks for the floor. With the floor all in place, we finish up the walls all the way to the surface. I also lay a few more blocks of obsidian to finish off the nether portal. There we go, and we have our basement. For the floor, we're going to use spruce logs in a checkered pattern. Actually, we're going to use stripped spruce logs, but I forget to strip them. Something else I forget to do. When I walk away from the computer, I forgot to turn it off, and I come back to this. Not good. Not good. So I get my stuff, get my revenge, and get back into it. After coming back from the dead, it was time to build a chimney. In this case, it's a bit of a derelict chimney. It's eroded over the years, and we're using a combination of stone bricks, cracked stone bricks, and stone brick stairs. When we get to the very top, we slap a campfire down, add 4 spruce trapdoors around the edges, and put some cobblestone wall on the top. Alright, job is done. Then I remembered to strip the spruce wood from earlier. I take advantage of the good weather and start laying down basalt to make a frame for this house. Of course, it starts raining again. That's all good, we will power through. Nothing is going to stop us from finishing this house. I lay down basalt in every direction to complete this frame. And just as I'm finishing off the frame, it stops raining. Here is a look at the progress so far. Before we start adding walls, let's just make the frame for the roof as well. With the entire frame complete, this is what we've got so far. Before we move inside, let's just work on the entranceway. Once again, we're going to use white concrete mixed with calcite. Then we slap down 3 diorite stairs. A warped door for the main entrance. Looks good. Then it's finally time to build the walls. We're going to continue to use the calcite and white concrete, adding upside down diorite stairs above the windows and regular glass panes for the windows. Please forgive me for this short interruption in today's build, but I really got to take care of this. I've got a couple of zombies that need to be slapped. Sorry about that. Let me just add some lighting to the basement down here so it doesn't happen again. The next morning I finish off all the walls on the ground floor with our calcite white concrete combination. Then it's time to head upstairs, because now we're finally going to use that warp stem that we jacked from the nether earlier. Over the windows we're going to use upside down warped stairs. Then we're going to strip all that warped stem that we placed down earlier. For the windows, we're just going to use a combination of glass and glass panes on either side. I made a small change to the original tutorial. They used a combination of stripped warp stem and they mixed in warped planks as well. Now I'm not saying my version is better, I just prefer it, that's all. You can go either way if that's your thing. I'm not going to throw any hate. With the walls finished, it's time to go outside. We lay some stripped warp stem on all of the corners outside and a warped stair on top of those. Let's finish off the entrance by adding some warped fence to either side of it. Then we move on to the roof. We're going to use deep slate tiles for the edges and the top of the roof. And all the tiles in the center will be deep slate bricks. And we follow this combination throughout the entire roof. We start using full brick blocks to give the roof that height that we need. And this growling is really getting on my nerves, so you gotta go, my friend. With that out of the way, I have a quick power nap before we have a good look at the house we have built. Just the details left, let's get on to it. Let's start by adding some planters outside, simple grass blocks, spruce trapdoors and the flowers of your choice. For every other side of the build, the planters go on each side, while in the center we're going to use one chiseled stone brick block. We add some warped trapdoors for decoration and some levers around some of those windows. We light the joint up with chains and soul lanterns. Let's have a squiz of our build with a telescope. This looks good. You little ripper. Alright, time to move inside and do the interior, which was added as a separate tutorial, which I very much appreciate. Now, since I'm reviewing this tutorial, I'm going to stick mostly to how the tutorial did it, as opposed to how I would have done it myself. However, I do highly recommend that you do your own thing. If you think you can do something that you would appreciate more, then you go and do that. You do you, man. You do you. Alright, I was waffling on way too long. I apologize. We have already finished the spiral staircase and moving on to the floor in the main bedroom. We're using spruce planks. We're also going to use spruce planks for the roof of the same bedroom. And then we throw up some spruce doors because we don't want anyone coming in while we're getting changed. We'll whack a ladder up here to get to the attic. And we'll stick a spruce trapdoor here so the spiders don't crawl down into my bedroom. Back into the entrance now, I'm jumping all over the place here. We add some stairs to the front door, then some trapdoors over those stairs, a couple of barrels up the top, and we'll hang some soul lanterns off those. Let's put a bookshelf in the corner with a few books inside, a cartography table, a pot and a warped fungus. Let's whack a painting up here and an armor stand next to the staircase. Onto the kitchen. Let's start with a couple of barrels, then a couple of crafting tables, another barrel. Then let's put a campfire down here, which is most definitely a safety hazard. But don't worry, we're putting a furnace on top. Then a couple of picture frames and some food in those. You need a sink in a kitchen, so we're going to use a cauldron and a tripwire hook for a tap. We need to light this place up, and it also needs more barrels, so we put some on the roof. Let's whack up a couple of cobblestone walls up here, along with 2 iron trapdoors, and we have ourselves a medieval range hood. That existed back, yeah, it did, yeah. Trapdoors to make a small wall, I guess it is, I don't know. Then some more barrels on the roof. Another picture frame, and we put a shovel in it. Looks just like a spoon. Gotta have them handy to stir the pot. We'll add some water to the cauldron so the sink is full. Gotta wash our hands and our plates and our shovels. Kitchen finished. A note block up on the roof with a soul lantern underneath. We throw a barrel on the floor and we'll pop a couple of candles on top. We'll add a little seating area here with a table and chairs. Some picture frames with flowers and a soul lantern for good measure. Very nice. As we make our way up the stairs, we add picture frames along the way, a soul lantern at the top of the staircase, and then we put weapons inside the picture frames. Into the main bedroom now. Let's add 2 barrels by the front door, a bookshelf with a couple of books inside. We'll add a soul lantern up here and here, a shelf, and we'll add some pots. Didn't know you could do that, but cool. A warped fungus and a picture frame on the barrel. Then we add a bookshelf with a bunch of books as well as a bunch of barrels. And we're left with just enough room for a bed. Great design. Want to read a book at night time? I'm all set up with a bookshelf right next to me. I don't have to reach too far. Then we add a couple of trapdoors, a soul lantern on the roof, a lectern, a picture frame, then a couple of candles on the barrel before we light it, an amethyst cluster which was way too big, a book and quill on the lectern, and a compass. Then one more thing I need is an alarm clock next to my bed. I need to be woken up in the morning. In the tiny room behind the bedroom, we fill it with barrels and 1 armor stand. Perfect. Alright, heading up to the attic. This will be a storage/reading area, I guess you'd call it. I'm going to have lots of barrels. Barrels on the roof, barrels on the floor, and barrels on the end here. Let's mix it up with a couple of chiseled bookshelves and add some books to those. We add a soul lantern for some mood lighting as well as a lectern. Some more barrels with a pot and a warped fungus. Then we add item frames to every surface that we could find. Time to decorate those frames, starting with a totem of undying. When I saw that in the item list, I was wondering when that was going to get used. The rest was mainly filled up with weapons and books and random stuff. Alright, making our way down into the basement. This will be our actual storage area. Let's light the nether portal. What could go wrong? We'll add some barrels and some trapdoors here and here, which makes some kind of divider, I guess. So you don't fall into the nether portal. I don't know. Oh, this looks cool. Then we'll block off the corner with basalt and white concrete. Glowstones for the lighting in the roof. There we go. That's very bright. We'll cover that with some spruce stairs. That looks much nicer. Then we're going to completely fill this area with chests. Let's step back and have a look. There we are. Beautiful. Alright, we're making a cupboard of sorts here with some trapdoors, and we're going to use barrels behind it to basically make the back wall of the cupboard. We'll need some more trapdoors for the other side. There we go, let's put something inside. How about a crafting table and some more barrels facing outwards this time. We need a soul lantern and a picture frame. Another bookshelf with a couple of books in it. Another pot with a warped fungus. And the cupboard is done. Alright, if you're the type of gamer that likes to set up automated systems in Minecraft, tell me what I did wrong here. Because this automated smelting thing does not work, and I really would like it to work. So yeah, you saw what I did there, right? With the hoppers and everything. If you can tell me what I did wrong, please let me know. Alright, guys, we have reached the end. That is it. Let's take a look at our little house that we've built. The tutorial was called How to Build a Blue Fantasy House by EcoSMP, and I think we will see more of EcoSMP in the future. I really enjoyed this. Anyway, let's get into it. Overall design, I've given this a 9.5 out of 10, which is the highest mark I've given anyone thus far. I think this design is almost close to as perfect as you could get. Inside and out, that includes the inside as well. Difficulty, I've given a 7.5 out of 10. There was a couple of bits that were a bit tricky, I'm going to be honest. The chimney was a bit hard to interpret what was going on. The camera was spinning around so many times, I had trouble following it, and I do a lot of tutorials, so just watch out for that if you do this tutorial. I thought long and hard about practicality for this particular house, and yeah, it's practical. It is practical. It's very clever in its design, so it gets an 8 out of 10. For adaptability, I've given this an 8.5 out of 10 because I believe you can adapt it in most ways. You could make it longer, shorter, taller, whatever. You change the color, it's very adaptable. For fun, I've given this an 8 out of 10. As I said earlier, I had a bit of trouble with the chimney, which was frustrating at the time. Everything else, though, was fun, especially the interior. So my overall for this design is 8 out of 10. It was 42 out of 50. Really good tutorial, guys. I really enjoyed this. The tutorial itself was of a very high level. The creator explained what was going on. He was explaining things extremely clear in the tutorial, but he didn't speak over every single block. You don't need to. It was a very well thought out, very professional tutorial. I liked it a lot. I like the house a lot. As I stated, as soon as I saw it, I knew this was the next house I had to build. It didn't let me down at all. Really enjoyed this build. I think you will too. Go check out EcoSMP. Got some more tutorials on his site. Check it out. Think you'll like it. Also, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate that you've made it to the end. If you think this video deserves it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss an upload. Guys, the next one is going to be a good one. If you made it this far, you are indeed a legend. See ya.